Hello YouTube. This is not going to be your normal video. This is going to be a video of a VOD review of my own game. And so before we get into this game, there's some things you have to understand about this game. So, first of all, this is not my main account. I'm playing Ekko. And I'm kind of convinced right now that Ekko is really strong in the jungle. And also, I really like Ekko's playstyle. It's just that I don't mechanically have Ekko's, mechanics. I like Ekko. I think the champion's very strong and has a lot of strengths. But I just simply don't have the mechanics. However, I do have the challenger level intellect to understand macro and, various parts of the game. So I'm smart, but I can't run the champion. That's the inherent issue. So we have this game. And this game was, we were trying with just two people for a while. Eventually, this game is a full lobby of my teammates. All of these people are in a team together, right? And actually, one of them fucking challenged me to chess. And so I ran to lane and I'm fighting him in chess as we're, as I'm doing that, and now I'm just like typing. I wish I would have recorded this in a better way. Like, I wish I would have recorded the game itself rather than doing it like this. But this is all I have left because I really should just recorded it when I did it. But this works because it's better to explain what's happening. So yes, here I am playing chess against this guy, playing chess against the top laner because he challenged me before the game. Anyway, the point of this game is that everyone on my team is aware of the fact that we are not trying to win this game. We have an entirely different strategy for this. In fact, yeah, playing chess, whatever. The point of this game is I want to become better at Ekko mechanically. And so if I just play the game, and use my macro knowledge that I already have in Challenger on Taric to win the game, that doesn't do me anything. That doesn't help me learn Ekko because of the fact that I can win games just based on my macro alone. I make smart decisions. I know when to do dragon, when to push waves, when to do this, that, whatever, and that causes me to win the game in low elo games because this is a blind pick game, right? This is a blind pick game on the no Taric account I'm making, and yeah, that's me still playing chess. The whole point is that the point and objective of this game is to have the game go for as long as physically possible. As you can see, this was a 42-minute and 44-second long game. This was the best attempt and last attempt at doing this. We are trying to keep the game as even as physically possible, to keep the game going as long as physically possible, while being slightly behind or even, to convince the enemy team, who is just, people in blind pick, that the game is winnable. Because if we just stomp them and they FF, then they AFK or leave, and, that doesn't help. Because as the jungler, right, I need to learn mechanics. But I can't learn mechanics on jungle camps. Like, you can go into practice tool and, you can do stuff on dummies. But that doesn't help you. You need to actually fight champions. And if I were to just lock Ekko in Challenger, I would get my ass kicked every game because I don't have the mechanics. So, the whole point of this is I am doing this so that I can learn Ekko mechanics. Every single time in this game that I intend to die, I die. Every time that I did not intend to die and died, it was my own fault. I made a mechanical mistake. I had the idea in my head of what I was trying to do, but the problem was simply that I fucked up. And you know what? Let's just skip to the end because there's a really good example of this at the very end fight. We'll come back to the dragon, but the very end fight is the greatest example of this. Spoiler alert. Sorry about that. Spoiler alert. Skip this part if you don't want to know. We stalled the game for so long. There are 7 dragons. It's 42 minutes. As you can see, the kills are extremely even, as they have been the whole game. This fight, Yi gets there. We get a kill. We recall. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go in. I go in on Yi. I'm full AP, and here I am. I die. Look at that. I just died. Why did I die? What happened? Because if I don't die here, we win this game. We win this fight. If I don't suddenly just instant die, we win. And so what happened? What were you doing? What's your brain doing? You got, you got your ult, you got like, you don't have flash anymore, but you have Zhonya's, this Zhonya's item. I am rooted by Morgana R, or Morgana Binding, right? And because I am rooted, I need to press Hourglass. And I'm sitting there spamming R like, oh my god, if I press R, then Master Yi dies instantly, right? But I need to be spamming my Hourglass key because I'm rooted, right? You can Hourglass while you're rooted, but you can't ult while you're rooted as Ekko. And it's just those little things that I'm not really understanding. Like, I understand them after the fact, but when they're happening in real time, I mess up, and then we lose. But I cannot believe I just did that, because that breaks the entire... I cannot believe I just let them end, because that just breaks the entire... that breaks everything. That breaks the sounds. If you end the game and then you go back, it breaks all the sounds. So, that was really smart of me. Let's just launch it again. Right? I'll get there pretty fast. I just got to launch this again, and that should be fine. Whoops. Oh well. One take, no take backsies. Anyway, so the concept is we must keep that enemy team from not FFing the game, because the whole point is to keep them even in gold as much as possible so that I can learn the mechanics on Ekko against champions. That is the goal. And I'm really happy for these guys to, go along with this. Somebody said it's diabolical. That was their stance on this this gameplay. Is that what I was doing was diabolical to them? Like, because is it mean to... You don't try to beat the enemy players. You're literally trying to manipulate the game itself in order to keep it as even as possible. So, like, for example, right now, Ezreal's fed, right? Ezreal's got 3 kills, and Sion's got 2 deaths. What I want to do is I want to die to Sion. That is literally my intent. And I mess up and die to Yi. And so you say, wait, what the fuck? You're trying to learn Ekko mechanics. Why did you just int? And I go, oh, because they need to be ahead. Because we need to convince them that they can win the game. Literally. Because if we don't, and we just stomp them, then they FF. And then I get no practice. So I die, right? Now Yi's a little bit fed. And so I'm saying to my team things along the lines of, Ezreal needs to die right now. And Soul's behind, so Soul needs kills, right? Because not only do you have to balance out the gold on the enemy team, you also have to balance it out on your own team. And so there's a moment later when we get to it that I should have given a kill to Fiora, but I didn't. And I apologize to her for that. Because I stole the kill from her when she should have got it, because we're trying to keep the the gold even. So let's just skip past clearing, right? Because clearing isn't that interesting. But I actually I get it. I'm a challenger player. This Yi, who knows who this guy is? Is he bronze? Is he gold? I have no clue. I have actually no clue. The point is, of course, that, I outplay him. And I shouldn't feel good about that. But at the same time, if I die, and I didn't intend to die, that's 100% my bad. Right? Like, look at that. I knew exactly where he would be. I W'd it. I ulted back when I miss. And then, we kill him. Right? I use the W correctly. Right? That's the intelligence and planning part that I can do. And I think if I get good enough with the W... knowledge, right? The W usage is all knowledge and just intelligence based, whereas the E and Q are going to be just mechanics based. And my bigger problem, as I've just come to learn, is that I have a bigger problem having multiple active items that I need to use at the same time. And I've known about this, but it's not something I usually have an issue with, because Vow doesn't have an active, or I mean, it has an active, but you use it one time, and there's some other things that, when I have both Rocket Belt and Hourglass, it becomes really hard, right? He was BMing, so I go and kill him. But now it's like, okay, we need to kill Ezreal right now, because he is getting way too fed, And because we need to keep them slightly ahead, but not too ahead so we can't win, right? So we're losing intentionally. But this is not losing intentionally. So I show up, land that, and he dies immediately, and then I just ult out. Or, well, ult like that. Right, and I'm also, another thing I'm trying to do is die to Morgana, and I do that. The reason I need to die to Morgana is because she's the support. She has less gold. And so instead of dying to Yi, I died to Morg, which is really, really good. Up in the top lane, Fiora is getting absolutely railed by Thresh. So that becomes a bit of something later, but, you know, for now, that's about it. I just want to show you how the kills continue to be even the entire game. There is never a time where there's more than like 7 kills difference, ever. Because now that we're behind, we have the full, what's the word? Oh, this is so sick. I am so smart. Look at this. Watch this. I am so smart. Look at this. This Morgana's like, where'd he go? I don't know what he's doing. He's doing that. And then they're like, oh, I gotta go. And then look at this Herald. They just didn't even see it. Look at that. Bada bing. Boom. And somehow she missed the eyeball, so bam. Look at that. I'm cracked. Yep, here he is. Press R. Okay, whatever. And then I'm dead. But, you know, that happens. I should have just eat that wall. So, was that an intentional death? I don't think so. Not that one. But some of the deaths that are intentional, you can definitely tell. You can tell that they're intentional. You'll see later. One of the times I died to Thresh, it's very clear. Right? But, okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about, where I really want to give Fiora this kill. She's got 74 CS. She's got no gold. Thresh is fed. I need to give the gold to Fiora so that she can be ahead. And she just doesn't finish off the kill, and I take it, and I apologize for that. Because I'm just trying to keep it as even as possible. Because you really have to be careful. Gold swings happen so fast that if your team doesn't recognize the gold swing, they can start, like, carrying the game when they're already super, super ahead. And so, oh, this is cool. Go grab the eyeball and then ult out. That's nice. I thought that was cool. I'm not an Ekko main. But wouldn't it be cool if I could pick up this champion when Taric is banned? Instead of like a tank? Because my only other options are like Nunu, Poppy, maybe a little bit like Kayn or something. You know, like weird picks like Urgot. Like, my champion pool as a one trick is very bad. Especially for the jungle, considering I used to be a support main. So, you know, I need to just learn jungle champions. And I think that's the whole purpose of this account. This is my Twitch TV Lightrocket 2 account. That is going to be a no Taric in ranked account. That is the plan. And it's not like people ask, oh, are you doing a unranked to challenger no Taric challenge? No, hell no. That's dumb. I'm a Taric main. Like, I have 2 accounts in Challenger already. That were Challenger last season that I would like to keep that way. Right? And dead. Right. But, like, the times that I do die are the times that I was trying to. Unless I wasn't trying to. And when I wasn't trying to, I messed up. I mean, it's hard to VOD review this because I've already said the basic idea. And as you can see, once again, the gold is even. We are doing everything in our power. So I'm like calling out like, okay, Ezreal probably can die again. Fiora needs a kill. You know, Morgana could use a kill, maybe. And that's just kind of what happens. I don't know. Some absolutely wild stuff happened this game. I'm just trying to get to the really good stuff. Where at one point we get way too ahead, so I just start giving them kills. And I mean, how, you know, people talk about smurfing, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I have so much fun going into pubs with randoms and being better than them at the game. But like, why is that fun? In my opinion, that's bullying. And in a way, this is bullying. This is bullying maybe even on another level than normal smurfing. Because not only am I bullying them, I am intentionally keeping them at a certain gold level so that they keep playing, which could be insanely rude, if, you know, in that way. I consider it fun. I consider it, I don't know, what's the word? I would consider it to be actually kind of, you know, fun. Because even better, if they don't realize what I'm doing, then to them, they don't, you know, they don't understand that, right? It only looks like I'm inting when I'm literally inting to keep the gold where it's at. And also, this isn't ranked. It's not like I'm in solo queue doing this, right? This is a blind pick game, so I don't think it's that bad. If you have a problem, that's your own problem. People do a lot worse stuff, smurfing and dueling and boosting, whatever. This is nothing even close to that. This is just fun in a blind game that also gets me better at the game itself. But I'm really waiting, right? Because now we're 6K gold ahead. Yeah, look at this. This is great. So it's like, okay, so Soul pinged the hell out of me here. This was great. Look at this. I'm like, okay, I think that Soul should just die to this Scion. And so I'm just sitting here looking at this guy. He just starts spam pinging me. Oh my god. But yes, and then this is kind of how it goes down. I get rooted and die. The account is like level 20, but the MMR is actually really good because I keep getting X challengers in my game. Like, I don't know what Riot's system is for controlling the MMR of new accounts, but literally in my games I've had master players, previously challenger players, and you know, like at least like minimum diamond level players, even though my account is like level 14. Is that just because, you know, I have such a CS lead or vision score or whatever it might be because I'm just, you know, just doing that naturally? Maybe their stats are just that good, right? Because obviously if I started a new account and Scion went 0-20 every game, it would be like, okay, throw this guy into Iron right now. But me, I'm like, all right, I need to get wins on this account so that I get, you know, win of the day so that I can level the account faster and, you know, obviously get more XP for winning. So, you know, the game just figured out, hey, this guy's good at the game. I can say at least that much. Even though my Ekko is bad, I can say I have the audacity as a 2-account 1000 LP challenger Taric jungle main that I am good at the game. That is all I can say. I'm so good. I am willing to literally keep the game as even as possible to improve my mechanics. This is just me trying to kill him. And then, I don't even remember. Yeah, no, I think, well, I think that was just me inting. I think that one was actually me messing up. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what I was doing. I think that one was not intentional. That was just me not realizing that without flash and without ult, if I E anywhere, I am just like screwed, right? Because it's not like I have phase rush. I actually have to proc my passive to get the movement speed.
Shut down.
So.
Shut down.
Yeah, and the Magi's build is also intentional too, so I can very, very quickly, you know, mess with the lead. So yeah, this is great. This is what I'm talking about. Like, this is peak gameplay. Where Thresh is like, oh no, whatever will I do? You have Sunfire, sir, just auto-attack me. He's like, surely he's gonna press R, right? Nope. Thanks for the gold, bro. Right? It's the guy that's 3-2-2. All the rest of them have gold. So I look at Thresh and I say that. And like, they're like, oh my gosh, kill him. And I'm like, no, no. Or wait, no. No, I remember what was happening. They were saying, Thresh, kill me, please. Kill me. And Thresh is like, no, go away. He was typing. And I'm like, guys, just leave him. He has no mana. It's going to take him like 30 minutes to kill. Right. And I think he actually escapes. Or something. Kind of like that. But yeah, this concept is so entertaining to me because, one, it's super rare for me to have a 5-man squad to work with to do this, right? You can't do this with randoms because, of course, the randoms are going to get their leads and then they're gonna go crazy with them and then the game will end, right? You have to have teams that are willing to go along with the strategy with you. so that you can try to train your mechanics much better. Like you could say, oh, but just play Howling Abyss, you'll get better mechanics. Not really. It's not the map, and if you're playing normal ARAM, you can't choose your champion. Like if I want to play a specific champion, you can't do ARAM. Right? You can't just be like, oh yeah, I'll be lucky. Right? So, you know, once again, just giving kills because I'm trying to keep the gold lead as close as possible. I'm fully recognizing that they are ahead, so I am very willing to give them all the objectives. And we actually weren't even trying to give Baron, but we did. And we're like, oh man, maybe we're behind now. But look at this. I have literally orchestrated this game. It is 37 to 37. The gold lead is under 1k. I am literally keeping this game as close as possible intentionally. And it is working. And I could say, oh my gosh, you're so good at the game. Oh my god, man. Like, you must be Faker himself on, like, orchestrating a game. No. Also, another thing I want to mention is... here, I'll just watch that quick. I thought this was pretty good. But, I mean, it's a dumb Yi, right? So, there's no vision there. Yi's like, okay, I see him. I know where he is. And I see that he leaves. And, of course, he's going to recall, because what else is he going to do standing there? And so, bam, bam, bam. You know, what else can he do? I wait, I press R, bam. Easy. Like, Ekko, you know, I don't have the mechanics on Ekko, but I feel like, does Ekko really have that many mechanics? He's a melee champion like Taric. He's extremely short range like Taric, but he can also use his E to move himself instantly. And the biggest thing is just using the W, right? Ekko doesn't have any hard CC like Taric does, other than his W. And, you know, as much as Taric's stun is hard to land, Ekko W can also be extremely hard to land correctly, right? Especially the higher mobility people are in the game. You have to be really, really good at using W. So, you know, I'm just like, I keep messing around with, oh man, I like Kayn, I like Poppy, I like whatever, but I just like, I need to commit to a champion that I think will be, like, consistently good in the game, and I feel like Ekko is one of that, because one of the things I realized is that when they changed Blue Gromp, when they changed how Blue Gromp works, and the camps, you know, they can't be double camped very easily anymore. You can use Ekko's Q to actually just, yeah, this one was me like, I fucked up, right? But at least I pressed Hourglass, right? Because that helps me at least a little bit, because the Master Yi dies. Because if Master Yi lives there, maybe they end the game. Maybe. You know, who knows. But anyway, Ekko can 2-camp, even though that doesn't exist anymore. Because you can pull the blue to here. I guess I should have no Fog of War. You can pull the blue to here, and then you can just throw Q at this and bring Gromp to right here, and Gromp will be taking damage from your jungle item, even if you're not there. And then you can just... at the very end of its aggro, you can just E to it, and then pull the blue over, and just do them both at the same time. Yes, the Q is a pretty long cooldown, so it's not like it helps you that much, but I think that just Ekko is just such a good all-around champion. His Q is like AoE, it's, you know, relatively understandable concept of how to do it. You know, W is the big thing. I think W and maybe like ult usage, because a lot of mid Echoes they do that thing where they don't level their ult, and because they don't level their ult, you can't see where their ult will be. But it's at the same time, it's like, man, how the hell does the Ekko himself know where he was? You see how far away this shit is? Like, if I was Ekko and I like didn't have my R leveled, would I understand that it's right there? Like, yes, but like, exactly? Like, I could take a guess if I couldn't see it, but like, you know, when your R is about to come up, are you gonna know where it's gonna be? You know? Like, there's a lot of things to learn that would, you know, require playing Ekko for an extended period of time to actually become good at him. But I think it's possible. I think that maybe if I'm good enough, if I play it for long enough, I could play Ekko as a backup to Taric. The problem is, of course, it's not really an AD champion, so if there's like a super AD heavy meta and like AP champions are really bad, then Ekko and Taric would both struggle, and then that would be a problem. Not to mention that Ekko is also melee, but that's better for me. I suck at ranged champions. I'm willing to say that. Other than like maybe like Thresh and some choice supports, My ranged champion pool is limited. Urgots, I guess. And look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I said, alright, I'm stealing this shit. Don't fight them, let me steal it. They fought and died, and it's like, okay, whatever. But it's like, alright, I steal this. Right. Bum ba da bum bum. Boom. 14. You know, 14. That's really close. You know, like, was that the smite of all time, Faker himself? No. Right. But at the same time, Ekko's jungle smiting potential is so insane. Taric has an inherent problem. He is a DPS-based champion. Because he is a DPS-based champion, he has a very, very hard time securing objectives. So he has to literally fight the enemy jungler away from the objective when it's being taken, or else it will be stolen. Things like Ekko E plus Smite does how much damage? Take Nunu Q. Nunu Q plus Smite does a ridiculous amount of damage. And that's why I like Nunu so much, is because taking objectives is so easy on Nunu. It's just so easy. People like getting spam gank, but I don't know, like, why don't you just spam the dragon? Just spam the dragon. Like, just play Nunu, do dragon whenever you realize that they're not there, and even if they show up at the end of it, you just Q smite them. What are they gonna fucking do? That's it. Then you proc phase rush and run away, right? Or snowball. Like, it's so ridiculous the amount of objective control you can have on junglers that have really, really high burst. And so I'd like to be better at that. I already have Nunu, I guess. But, I don't know. Nunu is inherently known as being trolly and is still a tank, right? Which is the problem, right? In a tank, in a meta where the tanks are bad, I'm doomed. Like, I can play Sejuani. I can play... I'm a tank player. I play Taric, right? The majority of champions I play were tanks. I played Alistar for a long time, Sion, whatever. I play tanks. I'm not used to playing glass cannons. And so this is a very, very different style for me, right? Like, I was worried that he had Flash. He didn't have Flash, he had Ghost. But yes, I just play that better.
Rampage.
But, you know, I can't have a big ego about it because I'm literally a challenger player, but I need to get better at the game somehow. I am fully aware of the fact that I am bad at the game. I am bad at ranged champions. I am bad at assassins. I am bad at mid laners. You know, I am bad at wave control. I am bad at a lot of these things. And like, I just had a game last game where the reason we lost the game, honestly, is because their enemy Graves started here. I started here. We had vision on him. I walked into his jungle. I took his red and raptors. We saw each other right here. We saw each other right here. I went mid, got mid's flash, and went topside. What do you think that the Graves is going to do in that situation? Of course, he took his topside. I went into my topside. I took my bot side, and I also took his bot side. So I am triple quadrant, which means that the jungle only has one thing that they can do, and that is to gank. Bot lane just like pushed up right here. They're just like, this is the spot to stand. It's my favorite location. Graves is like, okay, well, I don't have a red buff and I don't have a raptors, so I just go bot, and he gets them both and he gets 2 kills. And it's like, you could have just seen that. Yes, I could have pinged my knowledge. I could have pinged that I knew that he would do that. But I was busy getting mid's flash on the gank. That a lapse of my own judgment made me not ping Graves' location, and bot lane overextends and dies. And it's like, you guys are idiots. We know exactly where Graves is. We know that it's Graves. We know exactly what Graves does. He can gank. And if he gets 2 kills early, the game is over. He builds as much AD as possible. He farms better. He ganks better. He does everything. If you give a high damage jungler early kills, they farm faster, which means they do more stuff. If they do more stuff, they do more stuff. And that's it. Game over. They snowball. Right? They snowball out of control immediately. And so the Jinx was pinging me. Oh, it's your fault. Oh, you're so bad at the game. Oh my god. It's like, okay, but if you played jungle, at all, you would maybe understand or have this core understanding, right? And me, My understanding is not macro. I don't have problems with macro. I have problems with micro. I need to press hourglass there because I'm rooted, right? And if I do, after I'm out of that and he's getting resurrected, I press R, and then he dies. Well, you know, maybe I still die to Ezreal, honestly, but I could have played that better. And recognizing that is the first step. So I don't know if this is something that I'm going to continue to do. I don't think it's going to be really rare for me to have like a full 5-man or even like a 3. You'd probably want at least 2 people with you to attempt this in order to keep the game as even as possible, to keep it as long as possible so that you can mechanically get better at the game. And just like being aware of your own like weaknesses is where, you know, it's where you get better, right? Like realizing there is a problem is the first step to fixing it, right? And you just it's a skill issue. To get better at the game is to get better at the game. I don't know. I think I've explained my reasoning well enough. But yeah, that's my declaration that I'd like to get good at Ekko. So we'll see how that goes. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it this long and you're on YouTube, holy shit, well done. You know, I got, you know, you guys might not know because, you know, a lot of people just don't know about YouTube stuff. In the description, there's a lot of different things. We got a Discord. We got a Mobifier. I do coaching for a living. I coach on the Discord. I coach on Pro Guides. I coach on Metafy. I got all this stuff. If you want to learn Taric Jungle, we got all this shit right here because we, you know, me and other people want to, you know, have the best for Taric in the jungle. Because if Riot's going to forsake this champion, I just have to get better at the game. That is it. That is all that it takes. And yeah, I don't know. I have a Twitter, some other things. I don't rarely get to address the YouTube audience up there, or like even Twitch sometimes. But regardless, if you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you don't think I'm evil. I'm an evil person for bullying these poor players and using them as my fodder to get better at the game. But I don't think it's that toxic. It is a little bit, but I don't think it was that bad. Anyway, peace out.